Good morning, y'all. Happy Friday. And especially happy Friday and happy birthday to my hubby. Um, what else, y'all? It's a wonderful day. I'm up super early because I actually woke up. I usually get up at like 4-ish. But this morning I actually set my alarm for 2:45 and I was probably awake before then. But I wanted to make sure that I was up and at 'em before 3 because, as you may or may not know, there was a lunar eclipse this morning. It's still kind of going on. You may be able to catch the tail end of it, but it was at its peak. It was like the moon was 97% covered at about 3:04 a.m. Central Standard Time, which is my time zone. And it was awesome. It was worth it for me. And it's 4:44, so I'm gonna have to remind myself to look that up because I have been. Now, listen, y'all know how I feel about superstitions and all of that. And I don't believe in coincidences because after a certain point you have to just accept facts, when things have been proven so many times. But what I do know is there are so many ways that the Lord will use to constantly communicate with himself as these creatures that, i.e., you and I, that he put on this planet. So, I tend to pay attention, or at least try to, whenever he allows me to take notice when that type of stuff happens, because you never know. You never know. And it's not that, listen. I don't want it to, be misunderstood. It's not that if I don't look up a certain angel number, or if I didn't spin around in a circle 3 times before I got out the that didn't even make sense. That's my point. It's ludicrous. Doing things like that, it's not anything that you have to do because he gonna get his point across, regardless. But it does. It really just, that's it. That's really all I'm saying, is that it just is a matter of me wanting to follow my instructions when I get them. And sometimes, listen, that don't mean every single time you're gonna do it. You're gonna pay for it every time you don't follow those instructions, and you'll know, hey, I should have listened. But that doesn't mean you'll always do it. But sometimes the most effectual or effective way of learning a lesson is to get that ass bust. So, nah, I can't take credit for that. That's my sister-in-law's words, but I do tend to agree with them. I think they're very, very, very true. But what else is happening? I really don't want to go into too much rambling today because I do have a message. I do have a point. One of the things that has been heavy on my mind lately is the fact that, call them what you will, and this is I don't want there to be any, hey princess. I wanted to hold her earlier, but I ended up, I didn't, I know what I needed to do. I needed to do something for my little baby. I think I needed to do something with the pregnancy hut. And I did go on with the hands-on mommy thing, and I feel like I made such the right choice. I've been having so much fun with this one. Not only because, this is my thing. I do like the babies, but also this one is so immersive. It does. I'm not going to go through a whole little, what do you call it? Like, to, just a breakdown of the HUD, because I've seen so many wonderful ones on YouTube. I feel like they did a way better job than I ever could. But if anybody is on the market and you're thinking about maybe making a baby, I would highly recommend this, especially if, you are kind of more like me. I don't really want to be involved with other people too much. I don't mind my role play, but I'm kind of like, it's like when I played Barbies as a little girl. I'd much rather play by myself. Well, this side allows you to do it. It allows you to, interact with your baby. It allows you to kind of have the feeling of like a real role play setting. Like in my mind, I'm not going to a clinic and having a baby. I'm actually going to do a home birth, and I want it to be intimate with like a doula on hand in case I need somebody. But I don't, so this how it makes that available. It'll come with the things, the birthing pillows, and it's gonna have animations for both you and your partner. And I just think it'll be really nice. It'll be really serene and just a peaceful experience for this wonderful little surprise that I was not expecting, but so very happy to have. But anyway, kind of getting back to where I was, 'cause I had to take a moment. I've been calling the baby. Of course, it's way too early to know what I'm having, so I've just been calling him or her baby Henley, which I think is actually a really cute name. If that wasn't already the last name, I might have considered naming the baby Henley, but We'll see. I thought about Kenley, but then Kenley Henley is. I'm asking for my baby to be ridiculed with that name, but we'll see. We'll see. But anyway, I was speaking about not the or your. I would say inability, and it is an inability unless he decides otherwise to ignore the Lord. But what he does do, and this is not something I heard, but I'm telling you from something I know, he'll get your attention when he wants it. If he feels like you have been, and it don't matter what it is, it could be a righteous, righteous foolishness when you sitting up there thinking, oh, well, I need to focus so much on my children. And listen, y'all know I love my kids. I don't sit here and play with these bot babies on Second Life and then ignore the ones that I actually birthed. So I do love them with every fiber of my being. I just finished telling my mama that. The only thing in this life that I've ever been certain of, that I ever really knew, is that I wanted those two little girls. So, and listen, just wanting them ain't enough. Because we get things we want and we mistreat it all the time. So that's not what I'm saying. But I am saying that even something as, like, my big girl is a senior this year. If I were all my thoughts were focused on getting her into the right colleges and getting her in front of the right people and making these connections and this and that, I would be doing too damn much. You know why? Because yes, you are supposed to support your children. You are supposed to, whatever it is, their dreams for the future, you help them out and you do your best to help them achieve their goals. But what you're not going to do is get into a mindset and a habit of thinking that you control anything, period. And a big pause after that period, because I know I'm guilty of that. And I thankfully don't do it too often, but hell, every now and then it's still bad enough that I'll get to a mindset or a state of mind where I think I control the outcome and I gotta strive and I gotta hustle and I gotta do this and that to make sure that things go my way. And when a lot of times the way that I have it planned is not only subpar to the most wonderful, beautiful plan that the, the Lord set up, but it's also just in a total opposition to what he got in mind. And no matter how many times I cry, pray, whatever, is not going to change it. It's just not. So, and there's liberty in that, because some people feel like, oh, well, you give it, they don't want to submit because they feel like, and I'm gonna stop. I was about to say something. I was gonna say people want to submit in all these kinky ways, but they don't want to submit to the one that can really do something for them. But anyway, they don't want to submit because they don't want to give up the idea that they have free will and that they're controlling their lives. And I get that. Who wants to, if you, without fully understanding how things go, who would want to say, oh, well, no, nothing that I do really matters? That sounds ludicrous, because I know if I slap you, you're going to slap me back. So obviously what I do matters, but it's so much deeper than that. It really is. And so I don't want to go off on a tangent, but what I do want to say is, do what you have to do because you have to do it. Because see, the same one who is controlling everything is the same one who puts you in a position to be a mother, father, sister, brother. So whatever that role entails, you do still have to do your best at it. That's not a cop out. That's where we go wrong. People always want to find a workaround or some kind of get over. But just know that in doing your very best, that is the extent of your effort. Everything else is actually already written. I can get mad that Bella chose. I gave this example before. I can get mad that Bella chose Edward all day long, but she'll never end up with Jacob. The story's already been written. So same for our lives. Now, do we know the ending? No. That's why we gotta keep pushing. That's why we gotta keep moving. That's what makes the game fun. You don't really know what's gonna happen, but you do know with the right skill set and on a proper team, you gonna win. And that's liberation. That's having your freedom and still knowing that you have no control. And that's how the two can coexist. So that's really what was on my mind today. Just know that if you his, he gonna get your attention. He ain't gonna keep letting you skate. If you start or when, not if, because it always he does not operate differently. That's it. When you're a good parent, you may have different methods of getting the same message across to your kids, because all your children are different. Like Honey and Rose are two, excuse me, same mom, same dad. They, same DNA across the board, but they are two totally different children. Honey is my baby girl. She's vocal. She's more abrasive. Y'all think I'm abrasive sitting down with her for 5 minutes. And but at the same time, she's equally as kind. And I'm not saying equal to me. I'm saying as abrasive as she may seem, that's how kind she is. If you get on that side, or if you get to experience that part of her, you'll see why her name is Honey. And then Rose, same way. Rose is my diplomatic baby. Rose, I think, would be an ambassador and would do a great job at it because she knows how to toe the line. She knows how to, and I'm not saying that in a two-faced way because she'll tell you what to get off in a heartbeat, but she'll tell it to you so smooth you won't even realize you're getting gathered until you realize, oh, bitch, I got gripping your pearls. So, and I love that about her. I love that about her. I love how different they are, but at the same time, you still see similarities in them. You still see fire in their eyes when anybody steps out of line. You know, you still see just this. I don't know how to describe it. I told her Joe Devoir. That's exactly how I described it to Rose yesterday. That's what she has. No, it was Honey I was talking to. It applies to both of them though. It's just this zest, this overall joy. I don't know how I got off on talking about my babies. My point was, oh boy, that's sad. But I think it's wonderful because y'all know I don't just be saying that shit. I really do love them, and they do know it. I don't just say it for the internet. They do know. They do know that. But I wanna not do that. I told y'all it's been happening a lot. Now I can't blame that on anything other than the fact that I had something really good this morning to start my day off at 4:20. But um, and probably that I'm up in age now. But let's get back on track. Do what you gotta do, but just know that you do have to, or it would behoove you to not ignore the one who makes everything possible. Cause he'll see about that shit. And listen, don't think it's strange if he don't either. That just means he ain't did it just yet. He doesn't always move expeditiously, but he does move. So that's one thing that I just want to say. Take that, leave it, do what you want with it. At this point, y'all know I'm only talking to myself, but I do hope that it has some benefit for everyone who hears it. All right, guys, have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Uh, I don't have anything special to say at the end of this message except fight the good fight. At the end of the day, it's always gonna be a motherfucker that got something negative to say. And the more we build up our resistance to that, our resilience, the better off we are. Stop worried about what the next person say. Now listen, I will say this, and this my little tidbit. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Y'all, you see what you just witnessed? You just witnessed growth in progress. Because I was about to say something that would have totally, totally nullified everything that I just said before this. Because you know what? When we give, that's what happens. Every time we give way to bullshit, every time we allow ourselves a petty moment, you know what I'm saying? Oh, when you go into something and you know you shouldn't say it, you know you're just being petty, you know it doesn't bring value, that you're forcing yourself 10 steps back. So as bad as much as when I see those posts, when it be shady posts, and I tell y'all, that's my daily battle to want to put underneath it, why you ain't tag them? I stop myself because I know that's not going to help anything. So now I put you on the spot and let it be known that we see you a petty ass coward. What does that help? No, because you're gonna remain a petty ass coward. And listen, this is not for anybody in particular. This is really just an example. I'm not talking about anybody in particular. But I am saying that I do feel that way when I see people make posts like, it's something shady. And they're talking about a specific person, probably somebody on their timeline that'll see it, but then they didn't tag them in it. They didn't say their name. And then it's like, okay, well, you saying something about them, but what you're really doing is telling more about yourself when you do that. And it's really a pathetic look. All right, guys, I am done for the day. I've been talking a lot and I feel my voice kind of going in and out, but I've been doing good with it lately. I go to the doctor on the 30th, so the saga continues. All right, y'all. Take care of yourselves and enjoy the rest of your weekends. Talk to you soon.